Okay, let's say you want to download your file that you purchased from me. First thing you're going to need to do is go to Etsy. Let me go to their main page really quick. So let's say you purchased a digital file from me and you can't seem to find it. You will go to your account here in the top right corner on Etsy. You'll click on your icon. You can click on Purchases and Reviews. When you purchase something from me, it's 9 times out of 10 a digital download. So after your payment method goes through, it'll pop up here in your purchases. Here's an example of one that I purchased from Santa Teddy Bears here on Etsy. You will go to the right here where it says download files, and you'll click download. You'll notice that it has one PDF. So I'll download that file, and then you can click here to download. I can't use mine as an example because I can't download mine from my own shop. But I do have the download link, so once you download it, if you open your file browser, most of the time, your downloads will end up here in this bar on the left in a folder called Downloads. So you'll click on that, and it should be here. So here's a PDF of one of my models, one of the things that I sell. So if you open this, you can open it in any web browser. If you double click on it, it'll open in Firefox or Chrome, Opera, Microsoft. It can even open up in Windows, Word, or other reading programs. So I'm going to just go ahead and open it. Inside my PDF that I've given you is a download link and some information on what you can do with the file, how you can ask for help, other resources and things. But the most important thing is you'll want to find this purple font that says click here to download. So when you click on this, it'll take you to a website, and that website is called colts3d.com. I use this website because Etsy won't let me upload file sizes that are over a certain size, and my files are always really big because they have a lot of parts. So first things first, you need to have an account. You need to make an account if you don't have one. It's free. The best part about it is it keeps all of your downloads in a library for you, and it'll email you if I update the file, and you can get the update for free. So the next thing you're going to want to do is click this download button. And then over here, you can click download or download all. I don't think it matters which because they're both the same size. So I'm going to click download. Here in the top right corner of my browser, you can see that it's downloading. Sometimes when you're downloading a file that's this large and you try to open a part, that part might not work because sometimes while you're downloading files this large, your internet can have a hiccup and it can corrupt some of the files inside. So if you have any issues with any of the files, try re-downloading the zip folder. Now we need to open the zip folder. We can't currently do anything with this. You can either click here on your web browser to open it, or you can go back to your file explorer, and you can go to your downloads again, and now you'll see this. Now we want to uncompress this file because we can't get to anything into it while it's got the zipper on it. So if we click on the zipper file, there's a button up here that says extract all. We're going to click that. And I want to extract it to my desktop because I can see it there. So I'm just going to select folder, desktop. It's going to start extracting when I click extract. See, there's a lot of files in here. Awesome. So here it is. This is my folder. It automatically pulled it up, but if I couldn't find it, I could always go to my file explorer, which is this folder icon, and I can go to my desktop, and it'll be right here. So now we have our file, and it's all open. Now we can use these. Inside is some usage terms, some measuring tools, which you're not supposed to print. Those are just for scaling in the 3D programs, and the parts. So now, let's say you want to open these in your slicer software. You can use anything from Cura Slicer, Bamboo Slicer, Lychee Slicer, yada, yada, yada. Depends on what kind of thing you want to print. Now you want to make sure you're using just these regular STL files. Sometimes I'll include pre-supported files for resin printing. And there will be a folder in there that will say pre-supported resin print files. You cannot print those on an FDM printer. They will only work for resin, so don't try to print those. You also can't print any of these files without supporting them. So to do that, you're going to open up your chosen slicer software. I use Bamboo Studio. So I'm going to create a new project. And then to import those items, I'm going to click this square in the top left corner of this bar up here above the plate. And then I'm going to navigate to that folder. And I know it's on my desktop. And here's Anne. And if I want to, I can import any of them. I'm going to go ahead and start with the head parts because why not? You can select one at a time, or you can select multiple by clicking and then holding Control and then clicking on another one. It's going to load these files in here. And you can load them as a single object, or more than likely, I don't. So now we have the face in here. And we can move this and put this wherever we want. And then we can choose settings to slice it. And I have a video on the settings that I use and how to orientate the parts for the best print results. And you can check that video out here on my YouTube. You can find the links in my PDF or on any of my social media. You can also just look up Alith Art on YouTube and you'll find my channel. But that's how you download your files from Etsy, how you can extract them, and how you can open them. And again, if you have any issues, say I tried to import this head and it said something that was like, the model can't be loaded, there's issues with it, or it has weird artifacting. If that were to happen, I would just go back to that PDF. I would go back to that download link and I would re-download my file. Because sometimes, like I said earlier, when you download a file, if your internet hits a hiccup, it can break some of the files inside. I've had that happen to a lot of people, especially when they have kind of wonky download speeds. But if you have any other questions, you can message me on Etsy. You can leave a comment here. I respond much faster and more frequently through Etsy. But hopefully that makes this easier for you to figure out how to get your goodies and how to download them and all that fun stuff.